What's good, y'all? It's your man SamAnt here at Viral Hip Hop News. We are live on this Saturday evening, this beautiful Saturday evening, albeit a rainy ass Saturday evening out here in Jersey. Still beautiful nonetheless. The weather is beginning to finally break, starting to feel warm outside, man. I definitely love the warm weather and I love the atmosphere out here right now as we're getting into the summer months of 2022. We are here with the artist spotlight, man. I've been doing this every Saturday, and it's been an incredible experience because I've been getting to know different people from different areas and walks of life in different genres, whether it be in music, production, whether you've owned a business or whether you've done movies and film. I've been able to really chop it up with a lot of dope people, man, and it's the blessing that I've been able to have, and I could attribute a lot of it to Clubhouse. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, because when I first heard of Clubhouse and I first seen the app, I could not stand it. I'm like, man, I'm not fucking with this shit. It's a bunch of people and those little characters running their mouth. I don't want to hear none of this shit. I got stuff going on with different social media handles and different businesses. I ain't got time for Clubhouse. And my man, shout out to my man Andre Gemini, man, owner of BGK Kennels out in California. He said, yo, man, I think you need to get up on here. It's some great networking going on. So I'm like, all right, cool. I get in there and I get into different circles and I really begin to see the power in the networking of Clubhouse and the reasoning why I love it so much now, because I'm involved in some real dope rooms, man. In one of those rooms, I got to meet this brother right here that I'm about to bring on, my good brother Chaun, Eliot, aka Misfit Beats out of North Carolina, man. Dope producer. I get to chop it up with him virtually every day, 5 days a week, man, on Clubhouse. And it's very dope to finally get to chop it up with him here. So I'm about to bring him on right now. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, share this video, and you already know. Drop them goddamn area codes, man, as I bring in Chaun to the show. What's good with you, man?
My guy Sam, what's good, bro?
How
You,
you
bro?
feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. We got different weather down here in Texas, man. It's real sunny, so I've been out in the streets with my daughter and my son, my youngest
Right.
son. So we've been out in the streets spending lots of money.
That's
That's
what I'm
how they
talking
do. They come over like, oh, it's Dad's weekend. We about to go spend thousands of dollars. No, we're not.
about. You say you got two kids?
I got three kids, bro. I got a son. He's 17. He's in high school, so he
Word.
on the weekend he does his thing. He works and everything like that. But I have a daughter. She's 11, and then I have a 10-month-old. Well, he'll be 10-month-old. He'll be 10 months in a couple of days.
Dope, man.
Yes,
Congratulations.
sir.
Fatherhood is definitely a beautiful thing. I just actually moved from my one house I was living in for a couple of years to my actual childhood home I grew up in. I'm trying to rebuy back property and things like that. So the transition from my studio and my home studio has been crazy. And my kids has been absolutely driving me nuts. I got a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they are up my ass like nobody's business. And I'm
I
like, bruh,
already know, bro.
like y'all got me in here cooking rice, and I'm trying to feed the dog, and I'm washing dishes, and oh yeah, I got a business to run. Y'all driving me crazy, but albeit, man, look, fatherhood is like no other, man. It's a beautiful thing,
No other, bro. No
like
other.
no other, man. So, like I said, I got to, you know what I mean, understand who you were a little bit, Chaun Eliot, on Clubhouse, man. Talk about how you got onto the app and how you found the app and how, you know what I mean, influential it's been for you.
Man, so I got on the app because of Davion Bots, Bots World, man. He actually hooked me to the whole app. At first I was kind of like, I was leery, like you said, I was leery. It's like, it's another social media app. I'm not that social media guy. I like to post when I want to post. I don't want to post at 9, 10, 11. I don't, that ain't me.
Right.
So, he was like, bro, just get in here. Just you're gonna like it. So the first 2 days I was in there, I was like, okay, this is cool. I got a couple of dope rooms, everything like that. But on the third day, man, I was like, man, I sound like church on the third day. But on the third day, man, it was like something different. I went to the No Egos room, and the networking showed so much love, and that day just turned everything around for me. It was like, man, people was hitting me up in my DMs like, yo, I heard the track. I need you to do this. Can you got this? You got some tracks for this? And I'm like, all right, let me see what I can do. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm grateful for Clubhouse because it has been like one of the key components to my musical journey right now. So I love it.
Yeah, facts. I couldn't agree more, man. And I agree with every sentiment on my end. The same when it comes to my business, man. So take me back, bro, because like I said, I started getting knowing you through Clubhouse, originally from North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. From Greensboro, North Carolina, bro. Native. I was there for 25 years.
Yeah.
Went to Charlotte for a couple of years. Go to school at Johnson C. Smith University, Golden Bulls. You know who it is. Uh, marching the band, you know, all that wonderful stuff at the HBCU. You know how that goes.
Yes, sir.
Got down there, and then hey, too much HBCU, and I had to come back home. So, but you know, I was home, and then I moved to Houston. I've been living in Houston now about 17 years, man. So I mean, it's been a great journey.
So now, how did you get into music? And you said I know you were a musician. You were in a marching band. So when did music start becoming influential in your life? And what were some of your influences when you began kind of getting into your journey of music?
Man, I've been playing drums since I was like a little kid. Like I have like videos. I got my first solo I was like 2 years old. They gave me a solo at church, and I went straight ham. But you know, so I'm a drummer at heart. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know. That's my first love. So you know, I did that pretty much all through middle school, high school. Man, I still do it now. As a matter of fact, when I leave after this interview, I got a gig tonight. So you know what I'm saying? It's something that keeps me busy, keeps my musical mind going. Because you know how it can kind of get complacent sometimes, but you know it's a great thing.
Absolutely. So you go to Greensboro, you come from Greensboro, do your HBCU, realize, you know what I mean, you had to come back and kind of get grounded, move to Texas. What was your next move once you got to Houston, and how was the music scene out there, and how was it different than North Carolina?
Texas was different, man. I actually got moved out here to play for a church, play drums for a church.
Okay.
My cousin was the musician here, and he was like, "Yo, just come see if you like it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll come see if I like it." I was already, my mindset was like, "Nah, I ain't ready to move from North Carolina. I like it. I kind of built my grounds here. I'm cool."
Right.
So I came down here, man, hung out with my cousin. I'll never forget it, man. I left Greensboro, North Carolina. It was 34 degrees. I had on some Timbs, some jeans, had a thermal, a hoodie on, and a pea coat, and a book bag. That's what I came to Houston on. Literally, when I landed in the airport, I literally was like 10 steps in the airport, and I had to take all of that off. By the time I got in the car with my cousin, I had on some jeans, some Timbs, and a tank top, and that was it. Everything else was in my arm, bro. And I guess because I'm born in North Carolina, I was tired of cold weather. I wanted to do the warm weather. I got down here and it was hot, and I was like, it's time to move. So and then with the weather and then the music, you know, got down here and I got to see the music scene. The music scene was dope for me, so I was like, bro, I'm here. And I've been here ever since, bro.
So you could you say your music is from a church influence when it comes to like the drums and the soul and how it kind of influences your production?
Indeed. Both my parents were preachers. My mom's an elder right now in the church body I grew up in. My dad's a preacher. He lives in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I grew up. That's all I knew. So, you know, it definitely comes. If you really listen to the stuff that I do, you'll hear it. It comes out very much so. I mean, man, you know, church is in everybody, but, you know, when it really comes out, it comes out hard.
Facts. Now, I grew up in a very heavy church household as well. I don't want to say I got lucky, but I kind of got out of going to church when my grandma got sick because I was the one kind of in charge taking care of her on Sundays when everybody else went to church. So me and her were chilling at the crib, but church was very heavy in our home. And we all knew how secular music was not allowed in the crib when it came to church. So how was your parents when you told them you were going to start doing production outside of the church realm?
Well, I'm be honest, my parents are different. Even though they were preachers and everything, they're very, very different. They didn't really like try to hold us down. Like, nah, you only gonna do church. You only gonna do church. You know what I'm saying? My mom was very supportive of everything I did. Marching band, soccer. My mom was at everything. Same thing with my dad. My dad's the one. I told him a story like at least about a year ago. I was like, bruh, when I moved to Houston, I thought I didn't know any R&B music because I grew up in the church. All I knew was church music. John Key, Hezekiah Walker. That's all I knew. I got to Houston, man. The dude tried to put me on the set. He was like, man, I need you to play. Come just sit in. I was like, all right, cool, man. He started calling songs, and I was like, yo, I actually know this song. And then I had to go back, like, yo, my dad used to play these joints in the Camaro. My dad had a '68 Camaro, bro.
Right.
My favorite car all time. We used to ride around on Saturdays and he used to play 8 tracks. So then I started thinking about, like, how do I know these songs? Duh, he was playing the OJ, he was playing the Commodores, he was playing like all the old school. So like when I moved here, I knew these songs just off of my head because my dad was playing them in the car. Didn't know he was kind of, you know, brainwashing us a little bit, but you know, it was all good, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of gave me the little avenue to like, hey, church is cool, church is where it's at, God is everything, but you got to understand the other side of the world and be able to adapt to all sides of the world to be able to make it in this world as a music producer.
Dope. Now, being a musician first and then getting into the music production side, what was your first like into machine of choice? Was it the MPC? Was it the Triton? How did you go from playing live and doing live instruments to kind of taking it to the early stages of digital?
So I was in high school, and we had a educational program in North Carolina called it was Weaver Educational Center, and basically it had pretty much like all the educational arts and stuff like that, electronic music, arts, as far as drama and everything like that. So I used to go take this class, and basically I learned how to do production on an Ensoniq,
Mm.
big old long Ensoniq, man. The sampler, I learned how to sample on the Ensoniq. I learned how to do all on Ensoniq. So once I mastered Ensoniq, I got a Triton. Well, the church got Triton. I learned how to track on the Trinity and the Triton. Then I was
Mm.
stuck on those for a long time, and then I finally got my hands on the MPC 2000 XL, and that changed life. That's you already know if you're a producer and you had an MPC, you already know that changes your life at that point, bro.
Do you play the keys as well?
I do play keys a little bit. Nah, don't be trying to call me for a gig. No, I'm a drummer first, but yeah, I can. If you give me if I'm really tracking and I need to learn what I'm doing, give me a few minutes. I got it, man. I just sit down and play with it. It's all good.
Word. Now, what kind of what genre would you box yourself into a genre when it comes to your production? Are you
I
predominantly hip
can't
hop, R&B,
I
everything?
can't, Sam. I can't really box myself in. I try
Okay.
to because I'm like I kind of call myself one stop shopping, bro. I like to be able to do everything. I want to hit everything. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, it's a rap song, call Chaun. Oh, it's a hip hop song, call Chaun. No, I want to be like, hey man, did you call Chaun for this record? That's how it goes. So
Word.
that's more me.
Got you. Now, I've been in the music game as well for a very long time. Been in singing groups, been solo, doing my thing in the R&B game for a very long time. Kind of transitioned into the media side of things and the podcast side of things eventually. But been in studios, been with various producers, and I know not all producer is built the same. Some people make beats, and some people know how to produce records, and some people know and understand the vibes of their artist that, excuse me, that they have behind the microphone and can dive into and kind of combine their genius with the artist genius and make something special. Talk about some of your in studio kind of vibes and in studio methods that you use when it comes to certain artists. Like a hip hop artist is different than an R&B artist, is different than a rock artist. So talk about some of the steps that you take when it comes to being a producer in studio with some of these artists.
Well, let me go back and let me talk straight from the musician side first, because that's what I understood first.
Yes,
So
sir.
that helped me to understand the production side. So as a musician, I mean, I understand when you get the call, they're calling you to do certain things. They're not calling you to come in and be the producer. The producer wants you to come in and do your job. So my thing is, I had to learn that early on as a drummer. Like, hey, I'm coming in not to only do be a drummer. I'm not really trying to be a producer, but I'm being a student because I'm gonna learn from a producer who called me. So, say for instance, when I came in, I just come in, I do my job, and then as once I understood that, I took that to the producer side and was like, yo, when I call you, I need you to come do this job. This is what you're doing. This is the vibe we setting. I kind of, give them a heads up of, hey, what we're trying to looking for. This is the vibe we're going for. And then we go to that. And, I just try to make it a good vibe, make it real easy, make everything just feel good in the studio. That's my main thing. As long as it feels good in the studio, as long as we laugh and we having a good time, it's all good. But, when it gets that tense, I just noticed like a lot of artists, they can't work. They just melt. And it's like, you just wasted 4 hours on nothing. But as long as you make the environment good, make everybody feel warm and comfortable in there, it makes everything work out well.
Dope. Now, music aside, we know the music is the easy part. The music is in our soul, it's in our blood. The creation of music is awesome. It's a beautiful thing to do. But there's also a business side of this shit, and that is the very grimy side of it. And that's the part of it that'll make you easily fall out of love with the thing you've always loved, or you know what I mean, fall into other kind of different wild things. Because this industry will chew you up and spit you out. So talk about your experience in the music industry as an independent, because I believe you're independent. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right,
I
right.
thought so. So talk about
Yeah.
your journey or your experience in the music industry as an independent, and then talk about how it is in the game as an independent producer.
I mean, as an independent, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'd rather do independent to be signed any day because it gives you more freedom to work with who you want to do what you really want to, and not really have to be on the chopping block of being like, yo, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. Just being independent makes you be like, hey, I can do this, I can do it on my own time, I can produce for this person, and I have to, go through my company and everything like that. It's a lot freer. So, with me, I just like working with independents. It just feels better to me. It makes me feel like we're both going somewhere in life instead of, saying if it's signed, I'm working with an artist that's already here and I'm trying to build up to that and help them get there, even though they're already there and I'm building my name. But it's just better for me because I feel like if we're together and we're working together, we're building ourselves together. And I'm just, that's empowerment. I love empowerment myself personally. And, being able to produce with somebody and, and produce it together and we get it up to where we need to get to. That's my thing. I mean, it makes me feel good. And, as far as on the other side, like even on the musician side, when you have to, deal with other artists and everything like that, it becomes hard because you got to deal with divas. You got to deal with divas, what I'm saying, on all sides. It's hip hop, R&B, gospel, R&B, all everything. You got to deal with the divas. But, when the divas understand you coming to set the vibe and you trying to have a good time and make everything comfortable, then they kind of back off and they see, hey, it's easy to work here. Let's work. Let's get this work done. So that's me.
Absolutely. And the other side of independence I love is you don't have to sign to the WWE, essentially. You don't got to take on this character, you know what I mean, and make this make-believe shit up to create this storyline that really ain't true. Like this, what I've realized doing this podcast game and being blessed to do the interviews that I've done, a lot of these people ain't for real. A lot of these people ain't who they say they are. It's a fake ass world. It's a fake ass game in this music industry and Hollywood and beyond behind these TV screens. And it's like you think you want the fame, but do you really want the fame? Before you sign that contract, make sure you want everything that comes along with that contract. I know, unfortunately, some producers that I was in the game with 5-6 years ago that are currently still in 10-year contracts, making $0 with zero
money,
opportunity.
Bro.
It's sad.
No money. That's crazy.
Zero. So let's transition into the industry, man. Obviously, you're a producer. Obviously, you have your select sound. What do you think about where hip hop is right now? What do you think about where music and R&B is? Our culture, when it comes to our culture and our music, where do you think we at right now? Give us kind of like
I'm confused what hip hop and just our culture is right now, man. We're like in so many different places. Like, say for instance, like let me go here. Like this young generation right now, these littles and the little so and so, bro. I'm not understanding this because it seems like as soon as they come out, it's another little somebody from the same area. I'm like, what is this? So, with me being an older generation, the littles is kind of confusing to me, but I get it because my daughter's younger. She listens to the littles, and it's like, so I have to kind of make myself listen to the littles because, of course, at that point, as a producer, you can't say I can't produce for them because they little. I have to realize, hey, man, these guys, they doing the same thing. They're trying to get the same avenues we got and get to the same places we're trying to get to. So, I have to realize I have to open my ears and be able to adapt to all different genres and everything like that, even though, sometimes you just don't want to. Like, I know that our generation, I'm older, I'm 44, so I know our generation, we kind of knocked out the drill and all that hate mumble rap and everything like that. But that's an avenue that you have to tap. You can't leave avenues untapped. So with me, I try to tap every avenue because I want my kids to be like, hey, my dad did that. My dad did that. That's my dad. You know what I'm saying? Even though because my kids love to brag on little small stuff, man. They're like, oh, my dad played drums on that. That's my dad. Looking up the credits, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I just try to make my kids proud, make sure I do certain things so they can be like, yo, they can brag on my dad. Like, my dad did that. My dad did that. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Where we at in this world right now with this hip hop and R&B is different because people that you think would actually be dope in the industry are not that dope in the industry. But they're like some of my favorites. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Giveon. I don't understand why Giveon didn't win as many awards he should have won for the Grammys. But then again, I understand because of how Grammys work, he wasn't gonna win because he doesn't have that population.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great artist, but you know what I'm saying? But I have to understand that, just because we like it as an older generation and, it sounds good, it feels good to us, that's not what's selling. That's not what the people are really buying. They want to buy this mumble rap, this hip hop, this twerk music, which is cool. I don't have a problem with it. I'm definitely there for it. So it is what it is, man. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Regardless of it, I don't understand it. I like this generation of hip hop and music. I do, because I mean, it's steady changing and giving us something else to adapt to and listen to.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to appreciate the creativity behind the music, even though it's evolving and it's different than my ear. We were different than our generation. That was different than that generation and their generation before that. So I'm trying to understand. But then when I look at the outskirts of hip hop, the outskirts of the culture, and I begin to see the damning effects behind it. When you talk about a brother that passed away earlier today of liver failure in hip hop, when you talk about brothers being indicted on RICO charges and losing decades of their life in hip hop, when you talk about brothers killing brothers and this happening in real time because of things that happen in hip hop, these things need to begin being addressed, and talked about. And not that we were perfect in our generation, because we had a level of hip hop that wasn't necessarily talking the most positive thing, but we didn't see a pandemic going on in hip hop the way we almost see now. What do you think about the outskirts of hip hop? We just seen Young Thug and Gunna get caught up in a RICO. We seen a artist pass away. I believe it's Lil Reed. I don't want to misquote that, so I apologize to him and his family if I did. But just talk about what we see in hip hop right now is from the outskirts, outside of the music, from the violence to the drug use to the jail time to everything beyond.
Man, we was just having crazy because we was just having a discussion earlier today, me and some of my boys or whatever, and we was talking about like, I think you said Lakeed, I think that's what his name is or whatever. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy how he just died, just and it's like that's the crazy part. It's like all these kids are dying, bro, because they want to live that lifestyle that that hip hop is portraying right now or whatever. That not only can you just rap, but no, you got to be in these streets and everything like that. And it's like I hate to say it, that's not it, bro. That's really
right.
not it. But I understand because that's all they see. They see that glorified, I got to be out in the streets. I got to make this money. I got to sell. I got to do what I got to do to make these ends meet. But it's like at the same time, bro, once you make that platform and that plateau where you've made it a little bit, you don't have to do that stuff no more. You kind of just leave it all alone and move on. But like you said with the RICO Act with Young Thug and Gunna, yeah, that's nuts.
It's real.
Like I was just reading, like they haven't used the RICO Act since John Gotti.
They're gonna get him.
Bro, that's that, and John Gotti went down, bro. So it's like that's bad. But I mean, I hate it for our generation of hip hop and R&B that we're going where we're going. But I just hope that with people like me, I hope we could just turn it around and go somewhere different with it. You know what I'm saying? Make everything happy, man. We over here on this camp on this side, man. We like to laugh. We produce and laugh and clown, man. Bots, you're in the room with us
Oh
every day,
yeah.
man. When we produce, that's how me and Bots are every day. We sit down, we clown, we laugh, we crack jokes. All this serious stuff, man, we clown more than we take anything serious because, man, we understand that life is short, bro. It's
Word.
short. So to be pissed off at somebody because they stepped on your Jordans, man, look, buy another pair of $100 damn Jordans you're going to buy anyway and just
Word
move
up.
on, bro. It's not even that serious. Clean them joints off. It's some sinker cleaner in the back. Get out of here.
Facts. Now let's transition to that. Let's talk about the Cookout album. You brought up Bots a few times. For the people who don't know, D Bots is a hell of a producer out of Houston, Texas. Hopeful to have him on the show very, very soon. But yeah, man, the Cookout album, dope independent album. I got an opportunity to learn about in the music networking, No Ego's Room. You doing some damage on that album, man. Doing your thing on there. I know you got a couple of bangers
Thank you, my
on
guy.
there, man. So talk about the creation of the tracks that you're on. You did produce Body Open, right?
No, Bots did Body Open. I did the first single for the album Right Now. That's
Right
me. I
now.
produced that. I also produced on the album Move, which is featuring Brendan McKinney. Oh man, she's a great artist, man. She's just Google Brendan McKinney when y'all get a chance, bro. She's nuts, man. But that, and then I did the last song on the album called Love Me or Hate Me, which is my anthem, bro. You gotta love me or hate me. That's what it is at this point. But man, that's featuring Smackwater, Katie, MHM, Titanic, and Shalandra, bro. So yeah, with the whole thing with the Cookout album,
Right.
man, let me get a brief background. So we started last year. We went to Atlanta. We started in Atlanta, and I actually wasn't even going to go to the joint. And I told Bots, I called Bots. I was like, bro, I don't think I'm going to go to this joint. And he was like, nah, man, you got to pull up. I was like, Bots, man, it's just I ain't really feeling music right now. I was about to quit music. I wasn't even playing drums no more for a second. I was like, bro, I'm tired. And Bots, he pushed me. He was like, no, you're going to Atlanta. You're coming. I went to the first cookout in Atlanta. I didn't play nothing. I didn't record nothing. I didn't make my presence known. I sat in the corner and was myself the whole time. Zaza and drinks. That's all I did the whole time, man. Just chilling.
Right.
And then we went to the next joint, which was what was it, Atlanta? I want to say it was LA. I want to say it was. I can't remember. Either way, But LA, it was like, Bots was like, okay, now it's time to spread your wings, bro.
Mm.
It's like, all right, cool, Bots. So I kind of played like 2 or 3 records, and the 2 or 3 records I played, immediately somebody was like, yo, let me get them. Let me hop on them joints. We got a joint that's coming on a mixtape called I Made It with Titanic. That was my first joint I ever played at the cookout. And when I tell you, like, the whole room like lit up, it just made me feel so good and kind of restored that faith in me. Like, bro, you can actually do this, man. You're actually a good musician. You're actually a good producer. Keep pushing. Don't stop. Don't stop. And from that point on, bro, I told Bots, I was like, I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in on every cookout you do. And I've been to every cookout, and I'm reaping the benefits now, man. Because I mean, the Cookout album has been like super dope, man. The Cookout album making numbers. I think right now we're at 170,000 or close to 170,000 streams.
Oh,
That's 3 months independent, bro. That's
word.
big. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Huge.
already know it. I know some people that have label names that don't make that many streams in 3 months. I'm just saying. So for that to be happening, that's real big. And to really watch it real time, that's super big. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been a part of an album before, like say for instance, Paul Morton, Bishop Paul Morton. I'm still standing. I played drums on that joint. Oh no, I'm still standing. That's me on the drums. I watched that being built from the ground up. But
Wow.
it's different when it's like your name on it as a producer. I was a musician on this album, but when we did the cookout, now I'm a producer. So to watch it being built from, I built this track at my crib, took it to the studio, we mixed it, took it to Miami, boom, right now. It's way different, but man, it has been one of the best rides I have ever endured in my life, man. Shout out to Bots, man. I appreciate you, bro. He already know that. I tell him daily, bro. That's my guy. I appreciate him, man. You know, because if had he not been like, hey, no, you're going, get your shoulders, get your feelings off your shoulders and let's go, I probably would have stayed at home and I probably missed out on a lot of great opportunities that I've had since going to Atlanta to do the Cookout album.
Looking forward to trying to get everything in order to where we can get out there in Charlotte in July. You know what I mean? And make our
Please do,
presence
my guy.
known.
That's my city, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
big for me. I'm from, like I say, I'm from North Carolina, but you know I live in
But
Charlotte, so I'm trying to make sure all my people pull up. And man, it's gonna be crazy. You already know the comedy part is gonna be
yep.
nuts, and then you know just the cookout in general. Cookout in general is crazy. So I tell anybody that wants to come be a part of the cookout, man, pull up, bro, because the cookout it'll change your life. It's changed mine. I'm just saying it will change
Without
your life,
giving
bro.
without giving away too much, give us a little bit of what we will experience at the cookout from your experience, from your eyes.
So I'm gonna shoot you because I know you come to Charlotte. So we're gonna go to Charlotte. So with the
Yeah.
Charlotte cookout, we have not only on Wednesday, we normally do like a icebreaker. We just all go hang out, just go eat and have a good time. But
Word.
this year for Charlotte on Wednesday, we're gonna change it up. We're gonna have a comedy show featuring Bob Summer. Who, if you don't know Bob Summer, Google him. And I ain't gonna even give
Yeah.
you all the information. Just Google this guy, man. He's the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
Fact.
For real. Bob Summer, he's doing his comedy event on Wednesday. So that'll be a hangout on Wednesday night. Thursday was when the cookout starts. It's pretty much, give you a little insight on cookout. Pretty much all the creators come in. We play records and things like that. Artists. It's not only just recording artists. We've had artists just come in, drawing artists. We've had dramatic people come in. Dramatic. I'm sorry, Mom. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. We have actors and actresses come in. We've had them all come in, bro. So it's different. It's not just for like music people. It's for creatives, bro. And so they come in, they get to see a different side of everything on the music. On Thursday and Friday, we record records, and then like you say, the album comes out a year later. We got a mixtape coming out in when we hit Charlotte in July for the cookout mixtape. My mixtape is hopefully coming in August, right behind the cookout mixtape. So you know what I'm saying, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. Just like I tell everybody, man, just come and experience for yourself. Because if you can see it firsthand, you'll understand it better than I can ever put into words. Because I'm pretty sure my words ain't gonna never equal up to what the cookout really is, bro.
Word. Now we all have a testimony to where we got to where we were at. And what I mean by that is in a clubhouse, we all got a story. I mean, there's a story to tell. And I'm glad to be able to speak to you right now because I didn't know that you were about to quit music. I didn't know that you were feeling some kind of way to where you had to get motivation to get back into it. And there was a moment in time where you took advantage of an opportunity and it changed your life. That's dope to hear. What was that experience, if you don't mind me asking, that kind of got you away from music and kind of said, you know what, this ain't for me no more. Doing it your whole life, playing drums and getting into production and having the love for it. What was it that kind of got you out of love for that moment in time?
Honestly, with me, it was the music scene here in Houston. I'm not knocking the music scene in Houston for all y'all tuned in. I'm not saying that. Record what I'm saying now. It's not. It's the music scene, man, was real hard here in Houston. The reason why I say that is because this is a gumbo pot here. A lot of musicians that are from Houston that live in Houston are not from Houston. So they're like from different areas. So, me coming here, I had to compete with, not compete, but yes, and still compete. Yeah, compete with people from Houston that have
Right.
a name. You got to compete with people coming from another city that have a name. They move in here. You come here, you're not known as a musician or anything like that. You got to make a name for yourself. So at that point, it was kind of hard. And you get the younger kids, the younger generation that comes in. They come in hot, bro. I mean, they like, man, look, I don't care. I'll play for $30. I'm good. I don't have to
Mm,
pay for no money. My mama paying me. She gonna send me some money for college tuition. I'm good.
right.
$30, I'm good. I can pay for that. But with us, we like, man, this is my livelihood, bro. I can't take $30 and go home. Hell, I'm gonna drink $20 at the bar, but now I gotta put in $10 in my gas tank. Now I'm broke. It's like,
Yeah.
so it kind of just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm good on the music scene. I'm good on production. I'm just good on anything. I guess I got complacent and tired. And then my little brother, along with, like I said, with Bots, man, they were like, bro, no, hey, man, get yourself together, bro. Let's go, bro. So, and they just kind of pushed me. But honestly, it got dark for a minute, bro. Like for real, it got really, really dark. And I was like, man, I'm tired of music. I don't want to play. I don't want to carry no drums in the club. I
Mm,
don't want to. I don't want to push. I don't want to turn the MPC on. I mean, it was many days. I just walked by my whole computer set up. I just walked right by that joint, just go in the living room, watch TV. And I think it's just because when your mind gets to a point where you feel like you can't do anything else, it kind of
right.
shuts down. And I think that's where I was at in my life. It was kind of like I was like, I can't do anything. I can't. I'm not going anywhere else in life. I mean, I felt like I didn't have a name, so it was kind of like, man, this is it ain't worth it to me. But then people started showing me like, bro, look what you're doing. Look what your name. Your name is really known around the city. So I had to really start opening my eyes and kind of opening back up and realizing what my focus was again. And so here we are again, man. Like I said, this cookout album, like I said, the cookout just kind of really woke me up like, bro, let's get it. So I'm here.
There's somebody out there, male or female, that's experiencing the same thing you're experiencing now, or you experienced and you got out of, even if it's necessarily not in music, in business, in their career, in their life. There's somebody out there feeling the same way you felt. I've had it in time in my life where I felt the same exact way. What advice would you give that person that may be listening right now or may check this out in future, listens or watches? What would you tell them right now to kind of wake their ass up and get them motivated to go ahead and get after it and achieve their dreams?
I would tell them, first of all, just like whatever that is in the back of your head that you're listening to, turn it off. Because that's my problem. I started listening to that guy in the back of my head was like, bro, you're a failure. You can't do this. You always get the negative side in your mind and everything like that. So I had to remind myself, like, bro, you're way better than that. Push past that. Push past that. So you just got to continue to push past. Like one thing I just realized, I told my mentees the other day, I was like, hey, when you get to that point where you feel like you've reached your plateau and you can't do anything more, try to do something different. The same move that you played forward, play it backwards.
Mm,
Now it's checking the mentality now. So now you got like, oh, okay, now I got to do it backwards. So now I got to think about it. Can I use this in a gig? You know what I'm saying? So just put on that side, so he started thinking like, bro, that makes sense. And that's the same thing I would tell anybody, man. Make your mind shift. Find a different avenue. Find something else to push you. Because obviously at that point it's not pushing you. You might have to take a break. I mean,
right.
I did it. I took the whole like about a good 6 months. I took a break. I just stopped. I didn't do no music. I was playing pretty much just at church, and that was it for me. And then I just like I had to be like, man, get your ass together and go, bro. So
Word. Appreciate your
that's it. I
transparency,
mean,
man.
yeah, man, it's just you gotta find a supportive team. Like the people in the all these people over here in these comments, these my people.
Dope.
Kim, Chasen, Nikki, these my people. So they understand where I've been through. Kim is definitely understand. She's been there for a long time. She's been there for my whole Houston ride. So what I'm saying, she understands. She was one of the very key elements to be like, bro, get your shit together. Let's go, bro. You got things to do. You got to be here for your kids. The kids need you. You know, they got you gotta do it, because if you don't do it, you know what I'm saying, your kids gonna look at you as a failure, and I don't want to be a failure in my kids' eyes. That's just
Yeah.
me.
That's what I think. That's one of the biggest fears as a father. You know what I mean? Just to kind of meet expectations as a man and as a father when you look at them babies, to make sure you taking care of business. I know it's one of my biggest fears. And before I got with Viral, and I'm not going to be too long with it about my story, but I remember the electric going out. I remember the car being repossessed, and my son was about 8, my daughter was 2 or 3, and I'm driving with them, with my dad in the car to go get my whip, and I'm well into my late 20s, into going into my early 30s. Like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I got a lot
Right.
and get this going, because I got my little man looking at me and I'm preaching one thing and I'm practicing something completely different. I gotta change. And even though I may not have been doing necessarily the wrong thing, I wasn't doing what I loved and I wasn't doing it consistent enough. So sometimes we all need that kick in the ass, like, nah, bruh, nah, sis, get yourself together. So I definitely appreciate your transparency and telling your story, the brief part of your story, man. And hopefully somebody, when they listen to this, man, can see a change. So got Chaun, Misfit Beats, Eliot on Viral Hip Hop News right now. Hey, hit that like button, share this video. Even if you don't catch it live, somebody will catch it on the back end, man, and get to learn Misfit Beats' story, man, and get to follow him, man. Let the people know where they can follow you, anything you have going on in the future. I know you said you had a mixtape coming out in August, man. So give the people all the information right now, brother.
Yeah, man. You can follow me on all social media networks, everything. I'm everywhere, but I ain't gonna give y'all all of them because some of them are a little nasty. But but yo, you can follow me on Instagram on Chaun Eliot, ChaunEliot. That's my regular page. You know, it's a little bit more personal. And then the Misfit Movement. That's more my musical production page. da.misfit.movement on IG. Definitely follow that, man. Facebook, Chaun Eliot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't give y'all my Snapchat. Forget y'all. But yeah, man, just follow me on those things, man. We doing some big things, man. We got some things happening. I'm just telling you, I know. Oh, bust the guy. What a bust. Man, yeah, we got a lot of things happening. I'm saying, like you said, the mixtape is coming in August. That's gonna be nuts, because I'm about to put my whole soul into that, bro. Because I've never done anything for myself. Say for instance, I've never produced, been like, let me put myself out there. But I think
Right.
for this, I just made myself say, look, bro, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna push ourselves for 2022, and we're gonna see what we come up with. So mixtapes coming in August, y'all get ready for that joint. Trying to hit it right before school starts, so everybody can bang that joint all during school year, man. It's gonna be nuts.
Dope, man. The power of networking and the power of positivity definitely moves mountains, man. 2 brothers that are
Indeed, bro.
testimony of that. You know what I mean? On different walks of life. We ain't knew each other from a can of paint until Clubhouse, and be able to
Facts.
network and learn each other's vibes through a little bit of a fucking PTR day by day. Now
A
we,
little circle, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Now we got an opportunity to chop it up face to face, or camera to camera, and then eventually in Charlotte, we're gonna be able to chop it up and do the damn thing face
Indeed.
to face, man. I'm appreciative. I'm blessed to, get to be introduced to you, get my audience introduced to you, man. And we will definitely do this again next time. Chaun, Misfit Beats, Eliot on Viral Hip Hop News. Brother, if you got anything on your way out, please let them know. And I definitely appreciate you, family, for sure.
Yeah, man. Look, if y'all tap into my bio on Instagram, like I said, I gave y'all my Instagram handles and everything like that. Man, tap in. Pull up to the cookout. The cookout's gonna be nuts. Y'all already hear the album's out. The Cookout album, Volume 1, Box World presents. Man, get in there. I produced three records off of that. We got that mixtape coming in July for the cookout. We got another cookout event coming out next week in LA. If you're in LA, definitely tap in. We be at Hush Money Studios in LA all next week. Then we come back, reset. Then we'll be back in Charlotte in July. That's gonna be a whole vibe. So man, just tap in. Thecookout.com. The cookout on Instagram, man. Tap into those joints and y'all get there. Just show up.
Keep winning, Chaun. Appreciate you, man. Definitely talk to you Monday. Much success to you in the future, bro. And we will definitely chop it up soon, man. Peace out.
Man, same to you, Sam. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, you already know, bro. Take care.
Yes, sir.
We had Chaun, Misfit Beats, Eliot on Viral Hip Hop News Live. Hey, if you want to be featured on Viral Hip Hop News Live, I do this every Saturday evening. Hit me up, SamAnt at VHipHopNews.com. That is SamAnt at VHipHopNews.com. Appreciate everybody that came in and showed Chaun some love. He put it in his social media handles. He shared the link to the video to where people can come in and share. If you're new to the platform, thank you for coming on here and taking some time with me. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We do great interviews over here. Like I said, I do this on the weekly. I have different walks of life on the show, just getting to learn and know them better, man. And I think it's a great avenue and platform, the blessing and the platform that I have to be able to kind of extend it out and to give it to independent artists, man. Because one thing that I learned on that Clubhouse stage every day is the gift is in the giving. And the more you give, the more you shall receive. And the more you do it with whole heart, the more abundance that comes out of that, and the more abundance that comes out of what you receive. So find a way to give through all the hard times. Find a way to give through all your trials. Find a way to give through all your hurdles. Find a way to give through all your tribulations, because eventually it will be reciprocated in an absolute awesome way. So if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to the movement. And we'll be doing this again, man. Like I said, SamAnt at vhiphopnews.com. That is SamAnt at vhiphopnews.com. If you would like to be highlighted on my platform, if you want to reach out to me, also hit me in that email. And like I said, man, join the vibes. Appreciate Chaun, Eliot once again. Appreciate all his wonderful people that came in and stopped by. Until next time, man, I will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out.